Hello, and welcome to another Rangru cast. Me, Rangru, and today we are doing a 3v3 on Omaha. And so, on the left-hand side in blue, we have DS Funstream as the third armored, Frau Platoon as the second infantry, and Sukodim as the Polish armored division. And on the right-hand side, we have Harold Alexander as the 716th, Genève as the Panzer Lehr, and I'm doing a homework, bullshit you're not, as the 17th SS Panzer Grenadier. We don't exactly do 3v3s or heck even team games all out much. The reason I'm doing this run is it's sent to me as a replay site said for Rangru. And here we are actually bloody casting them out. So a lot of beacons all over because bloody hell, it's a 3v3. And yeah, so Omaha's a pretty standard map. I mean, it really is a quite standard map. Just a good amount of cover. Not too many heavy forest fighting, really just in the middle. But there's a bit of everything on its battleground, including a lovely little beach. So we're going to be getting started anytime soon. I think it's actually going to take them the full, like, 7.5 minutes to really get going. It's a match that goes right on to the end. Sure, buddy. And yeah, a bit of Russian as well, or Ukrainian, who the hell knows. I mean, this is what happens with team games. It's like rubbing with makeup. It takes bloody forever. Should be getting started in just a few seconds. Off we go. So let's see the compositions. Oh, yeah, pretty standard and mid. Kind of a mess in the southern sector for the Allies here. It's very hard to really do any attacks along this area. And then if we take a look up north, yeah, nothing really too crazy. It's rather standard loadout. Neither side wanting to go full-on aggression off the bat, it seems. As you just have a rather even spread. You've got the Sherman down south. Do you have the Stug down south? Nope, no Stug F8. There's a lot of artillery. I mean, that is 17th SS Panzer Grenadier's gimmick, or one of their many gimmicks. And the Puma again, good positioning, shooting up the Strouch Key. There's just 6-pounder again to play. That Puma will not be having a good time. And the Poles really trying to do something up north here. They got 5 support Cromwell, regular Cromwell, and a bunch of Polish infantry to boot. So if they can actually try to make a breakthrough here, I don't know, they might be able to do it, but that pack gun could knock out 1 or 2 of them before they really manage to get any ground. Kind of a slow crawl in the middle, with the 716th, Howard Alexander sending his Ost troop in array. And it does have 2 to range off the bat, which I believe you can only get them in singular coordinate phase, so very expensive point rise and bloody activation part rise, but it does do a romp in 27 HE, so in the end of the day, it's worth it. Down south, the MG42 is going at it with some armoured rifles. And an attack beacon here from the blues. Not exactly for mortar getting knocked out here. And the second infantry going pretty heavy in just regular rifles. I'm not seeing where we got the Ranger Marauders. But that's really it. And Ranger Leaders, of course. But no, okay, and a Ranger Machine Gun, I take it back. But still, quite a lot of rifles. I mean, rifles are a much better choice now for second infantry, as they do get more of them with the latest patch. So it's a good idea. And they're not that bad rifles, considering they got quite a lot of HP, and if they can get within 300 meters, they can dish out a bit of damage. It's just a machine gun is goddamn terrible, because a bar isn't really a machine gun now, is it? I mean, is it? Yeah, it's pretty much the same as a Bren in terms of stats. I mean, we all know how the hell the Bren actually plays out, jeez. But really, it's just come down to the Osttrooping in the mid and the artillery holding this for Howard over here. As all of Frau's infantry are just getting stunned up and no real crazy pushes. I mean, it's just still exactly 50-50. A little bit towards the Allies here. Nothing really going on down south, though. Really has to be expected. It's a real hard area to attack, as you only really got one road to take you through it, and you're very exposed going on that one road. And you've got a big no man's land here, and attacking down south too. It's just a lot of open ground. It's not exactly advantageous. The Panzer are not really making any ground, which is rather to be expected. And the Puma getting knocked out, yeah. And up north they are getting pushed back. The Strochkis moving forward, chucking along. It really is just a battle of attrition in the mid and up north. And did I see a Char B2? Oh yes, we do. Oh yes, we do. A lovely tank. Real good tank. Considering it's a 1936 French tank, it works rather well in this game. I mean, against a Sherman, it doesn't really stand much of a chance, but it's still pretty damn good. I mean, it does fire support rise. That 75mm cannon is really the main kicker. Oh, completely surrendered in the mid. Rifles and Ranger leaders getting some good kills. Pack 40 covering that road. They're doing some fire support, it seems, against some enemy infantry. And the B2s, no, he's not fighting a Sherman, you know, hero, but he trying to get that M7 DDO. And this may be a breakthrough here for Harold, but up north it's not going well. Mr. Zukadim has really managed to take quite a bit of ground, pushing past Orchard. He's got tanks in the rear, coming in the gear. And yeah, this is as to be expected, Joe. It's his Panzer he is facing up against. Once Panzer gets him to be, Stu start to get a little bit better in terms of economy. 95 points isn't exactly enough to write home about. And the range support's getting completely stunned up. And this is just a bloody brilliant breakthrough here from Zook. I mean, the Panzer lines have literally crumbled. And all the Panzer have been forced to retreat. You got a few Panzer Grenadiers coming in to try and just hold ground, but it's not going to be enough. And really, he needs some reinforcements, because this is just a deadly force. I mean, it's all just tanks completely over the place. In the middle, we're still holding on rather well. Got more Ostroopens being thrown into the breach, and they finally managed to capture that forest. Really, the best thing for the Axis is probably try to flank around the north side here and try to get the Poles from the rear. And oh, here comes B-Run. Never mind. I think he just got one kill, and or yeah, I think he probably got one kill and then bugged off. I couldn't exactly see. Cromwell holding some ground. Oh, the Char B2 is going to rush it, and he can kill it. It's just going to come down to who can get first shot. He's just going to continue, and that was a bit silly. A little bit silly. B1 trying to come in and get another tank. The Hurricane is on its tail. And is the Hurricane faster than the B? Yeah, okay, he can catch up. And it starts to have a rather deadly armament. And yeah, goes the B run. That's not good, losing a plane like that. We finally got a Tiger being brought up to try and scrap up the northern sector. And it can deal with the armor, that's for sure. I mean, really, it's just Staghounds now, which aren't exactly too scary. But he's gonna need something else to help protect that Tiger. To start gaining some ground, more Panzer Grenadiers, some light vehicles. Tiger is definitely a good starting point. And this is really gonna force Zukadim to start getting some heavy AT. Like an Achilles. I mean, B-phase Achilles really Polish speciality. And we do have a southern attack going on over here. As I'm doing homework, is trying to break through the Stug, being forced to retreat. Yeah, I don't think his assault will really manage to make that much headway, because there's a jumbo here. And it's really hard to kill jumbos, man. Really hard. Unless a Pack 43 can be brought up. Yeah, it's really the only easy way to kill it. I mean, the Stugs could maybe do a pincer maneuver in it or some nonsense, but I don't see that happening. I do not see that happening. Pancan again completely stunned. So the Germans are managing to make a little bit of ground in middle, but not enough to really make the breakthrough. And Zukadim's complete northern assault is really affording the Allies that plus 2 point advantage. It's just a lot of Strochkeys spread all over the place. I feel like he's going to need another Cromwell, another tank, especially to deal with that Tiger. That is really the pain in the arse here for Zook. Because the infantry here can stop him for a little bit, but they can't kill the Tigers, and they're AT at all. Except for that one command squad. We do have a Cromwell, and well, head on, you know, Cromwell's head on Tigers, not a good idea, I'd say. Not a good idea at all. Not one bit. And yeah, I'll try. 7 armor, 15 AP, do the math. Wolverine, though, that's definitely going to be a good choice. We've got Mortaron being brought up north, yo. A little bit close. I mean, if that stack hound can get a shot, he can also kill 2-3-2. But Zook's holding ground and he's just gaining that lovely point advantage. As the Americans try to hold the southern sector. I mean, south is easy to hold. It's just a no man's land, and as you can see, he's doing a pretty damn good job. B1 coming in, trying to kill Sherman DD. Does not manage to do so. He's going to be forced to fall back. Yeah, he goes. And I just want to zoom in on the Sherman real fast. Okay, cool. Now the Psychound gets first shot. There goes Mortar. Not exactly the best choice for close range operations. Panzer IV up north too, trying to clear things out. And now some anti-tank guns, I believe. Probably Pak 38s, if I can zoom in. Oh no, the Pak 30 47 mils. So I'm guessing that's yeah, Harold coming in to help this northern flank, which is about time, because this isn't a good thing to really happen. As this whole map kind of starts to look like a Picasso painting. Oh, Gabby's gonna, yeah, he's gonna get out. Gabby always survives. I mean, I haven't really seen a match where Gabby gets killed. He's like really bloody good plane, that Thunderbolt. Fast, heavy armament, good resilience. Has it all, just not the best turn radius. Yeah, it does seem like they are starting to plug in this northern flank here. Really, it says the remains of these Strochkeys. But if that Tiger does go down, that will really put a hamper in Genev's plans. As we are going to be reaching T phase in 4 minutes or so. And that will allow Genève to really start bringing in the forefront of the Panzer. Because the Panzer, once she manages to gain some ground, it's a real good area of the map for Panzer. You got a lot of nice open ground areas for you to take advantage of, and with Tigers and Panthers and King Tigers, you want that open ground. And we're going to be seeing if Genève decides to bring out a King Tiger or not. As I'm noticing quite a few players, you know, especially Panzer, don't really need to get that King Tiger. I mean, it's the big fancy unit, of course, but sometimes it's, well, a lot of the time it's more of a hindrance than it is a boon. But the Allies still have a rather substantial point lead, as they are gaining that nice slow +1 point advantage. And even if they can just hold on to what they got, they'll still be doing good, as they still hold on to the centre rather effectively. Howard can't exactly break through with Giassos trooping and a little bit of artillery. You do have, you know, there's bloody Renault 35s with the Panzer rockets on the side, and another Panzer IV. I was going to say I had a few Stugs down south, but now only one because that Stug 3 just got pounded by the 76mm. I was going to say pounded by a 17-pounder, but I forgot. That's an M5 gun. But still deadly nonetheless. Focke-Wulf on the tail and does get the kill, I believe, on a Hurricane. Yeah, more Hurricanes are being brought in. And Genève is starting to gain momentum up north here. It hasn't encountered these two Wolverines, and they're really going to be a deciding factor here. So you got to realize the Tigers and the Panzer does have quite a bit of veterancy on those Wolverine tanks. So I do give the advantage to them, of course. You got, oh, there we go, a bit of neighbor for play from the 17th SS, really the trademark. Just gonna be using that to stun up the ray, so as all those Panzer Grenadiers can move up, because Jesus, that's a lot of Panzer Grenadiers. Quite a lot. But still, it's a rather tough area to attack. Just a lot of open ground between him and the enemy. It seemed like he could potentially do something. I mean, it is only rifles right now. At 176mm, we'll be keeping the Stunks array only. I'm going to be noting the importance of that AT gun and how important it would be to kill it. And Gabby flying around, engaging some Messerschmitts, but there's no real AA up north to help. It's going to be a 2-on-2, and Gabby does have the veterancy. You know, in a turn fight. A turn fight against the Focke-Wulf, it's pretty much even Stevens. Well, not even Stevens, the Focke-Wulf can actually turn better. Yeah, if he just had one AA piece, this would really go in his favour. But I don't think he's going to be winning any engagements up north. B1 goes and kills a Wolverine, and holy, will Gabby die? Will Gabby get shot down? No, this can't be. Oh, wow. Crazy, shock and awe. Yeah, the Hurricane does come in to get a little bit of revenge. It really is just a bit of a fervor up north. We've got another Focke-Wulf here from Genève, trying to clear up the skies. Nothing really happening in center. It's just such quite a lot of Sherman DDs, buddy. And against a deck such as 1716, Sherman DDs are all you need. There's no other bigger tank that you have to worry about. The mortars, of course, outrange them, but there's nothing that you can't pen with just a simple Sherman against 716. We've got Naval Rifle 42, and as you can see, Naval Rifles are they're pretty powerful, guys. Pretty powerful. They're the Berrettino of Steel Division. And this is really breaking up the southern flank here of the Americans. But he managed to really break through, because the 3rd Armoured, its C phase, 150 points. To put in perspective, that's a Sherman every minute. That's going to be a little bit tougher now to deal with. Wolverine up north gets blown up, and a really 6-pounder get the kill. No, it doesn't. And the Germans are on that now, +1 point advantage, and they're really in a position to take quite a bit of ground and start capping the map. I mean, the Naval Rifles down south are just doing God's work here. I feel like I'm doing homework probably on another tank or two to try and help attack. I really doubt Harold can make something happen in his mid. Or Ju-88 getting hit up by the P-47, and yeah, it does get shot down. That's not a good plane to lose. And there's the skirmishes across the frontier. Nothing too crazy. Panzer Grenadiers getting a little bit more in the bargain for going into that forest. Yeah, there's quite a lot of PC Grants. Fortunately, for I keep forgetting names. These are 3v3 DS. They don't have Faust, so you can easily just rush up a Sherman and start getting kills. You don't have to worry about getting Panzerfausted, which is usually quite a big deal when fighting against Germany, because a lot of their infantry do have handheld weaponry. And those Panzerfaust are pretty effective. I mean, I'd much rather have a Panzerfaust than a bloody Piat. Because Piats are goddamn terrible. Absolutely terrible. Rifles and PZ Grens engage in shots, or exchanging shots I should say, but they are engaging with their shots. Mortar run rushing up. And if he could get the mortar run over here, if I can actually point, there we go. That's a pretty good line of sight to cover. The other Shermans are close by, and well, that is a Sherman. Oh, track's broken. That's not good. Sherman spots the Panzergrens, knocks him out, and there goes the mortar. Two, I believe, are the Rhino. Yeah, look to be the Rhino. It's a little bit of a furball, yeah, nothing really too crazy. And this is what I mean about attacking down south. It's all just along this one long road, and it's kind of windy, so it takes you all over the place. And it's just very exposed. There's no real good angles of attack here for Homework to really take advantage of. He's rushing a bunch of Pioneers here without any support too, which is usually not a good idea, considering there's Shermans and Jumbos all over the field now. The Pack 43 getting stunned up too, so it can't exactly help. The Germans, they are on a plus run. If it continues like this for the next 12 minutes, it will be a draw, as you can tell. But can the Germans make the plus 2? They need to get another 5% of territory. And there goes the Tiger finally. Getting killed by the 17-pounder, yeah. But can the Germans get that extra 4% of ground? Because it's really been a slugfest for them this entire match. And we got a bunch of infantry being brought into reinforced centre, as well as some Bofors, 40 mils. Yeah, 3 goddamn Bofors. Makes sense. The Germans starting to bring out quite a bit more planes. But now I've got the 88mm mid, or top, I should say. My bad. And those allies, they are just dug in hard all over the place. I mean, it's a pretty good defensive map, as you just have a lot of advantageous tree lines to hide in, so there's not really too much open ground in certain areas. Especially for the allies, it's a very good roll and retreat if they have to, especially in this middle area. If they were to get pushed back, you can fall back to this tree line, and this tree line, and this tree line, so on and so forth, to get the drift. And down south, yeah, the Sherman's completely racking face, are stuck, track's broken, and bailed out. But it's really a neighbour Earthers. If he can knock out the neighbour Earthers, he wouldn't have to worry about too much on this southern flank. He doesn't have any artillery to do any counter battery. Yo, he does have P-47s. Those are pretty good. And yeah, he's just going to go right in for the neighbour. One for the supply truck. The other for the 41. And his neighbour Earthers are rather low on ammo, so it's going to have to rely on another supply truck to come up and rearm. So it's going to put them out of commission for a little bit. I mean, knocking out supply trucks is always a good idea if you can do it. Of course, sometimes it seems, hey, I could cap it and use it myself. Use my enemy supplies against him. Well, for myself at least. And you have a point here. But sometimes it's usually just easier to deny enemy supplies completely. And they do make a bit of an explosion thing. But if you ever played War Game, you know, if you blew up a supply truck, they made a really big explosion. And sometimes you could blow up enemy units with it. It's like the red barrel of tactical strategy games. And the Germans are doing pretty decent now. I mean, the Panther up north is gonna help, maybe. I mean, there's a Firefly and a 76mm. I was gonna say 17-pounder, but no, 76mm once again. 2 Fireflies. So a little bit outnumbered up north. And of course, the air power doing its thing. I mean, maybe in middle, Harold can do something, because he's finally captured that forest once again. And if he can break through over here, That'd be good. The problem is Harold is playing 716. He doesn't really exactly have mobile units to take advantage of a major breakthrough. That is one of the main problems with 716, is that they can't really push. I mean, they are the World War One division essentially, so it does make sense, but you know, in a game about mobile warfare, pushing is usually rather important. You just have a firing line of Panzer Grenadiers, and now would be in time to move him across this openers. There's nothing here to stop him. You know, a bunch of Shermans down south, and that's going to really be the thorn in the side. The Flak 88 can knock out quite a few of them, except for the Jumbo, really. And there's a Calliope, so yeah, Calliope stands up the 88. Did the Panther get killed? I believe the Panther got killed, yeah. Notice this is Tiger up north. We do have the 17 pounder encroaching on its position. That's a lot of Shermans. Quite a lot of Shermans. And now the American CS doing a counterpush, saying rightfully so, there's nothing in his way. It's going to be a bit slow because just once again, not the best area to attack. JU-88, or JU-87, my bad. And there's quite a bit of an American AA net. Well, every single Sherman essentially an AA piece. SIG 33 getting stunned up, and some Italian fry troops making their way through. Off-map party from the Americans here. Yeah, just stand to 203 mils. But if these Italian troops can break through, they can get some Panzerfaust shots in these rhinos and start clearing things up, and that exactly seems to be the case. Are they close enough? Yep. Gets one, the other one gets pinned down now, and the off-map is really going to be stopping Howard from making any further movements. And now the Allies back in the plus run. If they can keep us up, they will be getting the victory for this match. And that's a lot of infantry. I'm guessing that's the pose. Bringing up everything to just try and plug in this middle assault here. And the Allies having the air power now. And that's a lot of supply trucks Harold just used the entirety of this match. With his Lorraines and Rolfen Rammons, so on and so forth. And here's the Sherman assault. The Sherman pain train choo-choo. I mean, we got one of every Sherman here. So I do want to get a nice old picture of this for the thumbnail. I do apologise. I'm a bit lazy. I don't have to go back into the replay to actually get a decent thumbnail. Sherman plane train in effect. Here is Pack 43. Oh, clutch neighbor Alpha 42 strike, yeah. Forcing all the tanks to retreat. That's right, never pack all your tanks so densely together. An error just in the plus run, and the Allies are going to be taking a victory. And really, what allowed him to take the victory was Zukadim's fantastic assault on that northern flank. Gained a lot of ground, gained the early initiative, and the Allies has had good defensive positions in the middle and down south, and they dug in rather effectively. And Zanef couldn't exactly take back the full-on initiative after losing the northern side so heavily. Even if the Tigers and Panthers, Zukadim responded in kind of quite a lot of Fireflies, 76, bloody not 76, 17 pounders, etc. But good match. Let's take a look at the kills, and Funstream got quite a lot at the end, same with Zook. And the Axes, nothing really too crazy, and I believe, yeah, this was uploaded by Funstream, it seems. I'm just looking for the kill list. It's pretty standard all over. It's a 3v3. Take a look at losses real fast. Doug managed to get a few good kills. Neighbor Arthur as well. More to do and cry a bit of work. Always recommend taking the M21 for the 3rd Armoured. Stuart, and damn, quite a lot of kills here. I mean, the Sherman's just doing God's work, and really is just because on that southern flank you can just set up very nicely and all the enemy just run into the open. You shoot them. It's a turkey shoot, essentially. But a good match here. And I'm going to shut up and leave it at that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.